Tempest. Okay? What's the poem name is Ballad of the Tempest. In this poem, written by poet name James T. Field. Poem name is James T. Field. Dear student, shall we start this lesson? So before start the poem, in this very necessity and then very important to know about the poet introduction. Okay, my dear student? So it is very necessity and then important. So next we go the poet introductions. Dear student, all of you open your textbook. Page number 140. Okay, page number is 140. So, James T. Field, the full name of the poet, James T. Field. So, T is one of the short form. T means Thomas. Thomas. T means Thomas. The long name is, the full name is James Thomas Field. Okay, what's James T. Field? This is the short form. The full name is James Thomas Field. Okay, dear student, are you understand? Okay, next we go. I read this passage. So, you listen carefully and then observe your textbook. Okay, shall we start? Let's start the loud reading. Okay, next. Now about the poet James T. Field or James Thomas Field. He was born in Portsmouth, New Hampshire on December 31, 1817 and named James Field. The family later added the S. His father was a sea captain and died before Fields was 3. He and his brother were raised by their mother and her sibling, their Aunt Mary and Uncle George. At the age of 14, Fields took a job at the Old Corner bookstore in Boston as an apprentice to publishers Carter and Handy. His first published poetry was included in the Portsmouth Journal in 1837. But he drew more attention when on September 13, 1838, he delivered his anniversary poem to the Boston Mercantile Library Association. In addition to his work as a publisher and essayist, Fields wrote poetry. A number of his works are collected in his book Ballads and Verses. Next, published in 1880, this volume contains the poem Ballad of the Tempest, which includes the famous line, "So we are lost," the captain shouted as he staggered down the stairs. Okay, dear students, this is the lengthy information. We are learn the short form. Now, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ short ಆಗಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಓದೋಣ. Poet introduction. I read some information on the green board. James T. Field born December 31, 18 Aged 63. Next one, Boston, Massachusetts, US. Occupation. Editor, publisher, and poet. Next one, nationality. American. Okay, my dear students, the Ballad of the Tempest. This poem written by poet name is James T. Field. James T means Thomas Field. He is one of the greatest poet, English poet, and then he was born December 31, 1817. Okay, place name Portsmouth, New Hampshire at USA. Next, he was died April 24, 1881, aged 63. When he was died, the age is 63. So place name Boston, Massachusetts, US. Next, occupations. ಇವರು ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? Occupation is editor, publisher, and then poet. He is one of the greatest editor, publisher, and then even one of the famous poet. Next, nationality. He had nationality is American. ಇವರು ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ನರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. So this is one of the some information about the poet James T. Field. Okay, my dear student, have you understand? Okay, I hope all of you understand about this poet. Okay, next we go. Read this poem. So, before start the poem, I discuss some points about this poem. Okay. So, the title is there, Ballad of the Tempest. Okay, my dear student. The poem title is Ballad of the Tempest. Okay. So, nice, you know. Poem name is Ballad of the Tempest. So, the two pictures given in your textbook already. First one picture and what is the difference between first picture and second picture? You find out any difference between in those pictures? Okay. Okay, are you find out? Okay. See, the first picture is ಏನಂತ ಇದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಬೀಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್, ಯು ನೋ, ಶಿಪ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಹಡಗು ಮುಳುಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಯುವರ್ impression of them with those of your partner. First picture is very critical, and then second picture is normal, looking like a normal. There is a big sea is there, and then on the ship, the big ship, and then ಏನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಬೀಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So first picture is very critical, second picture is so normal. So next, listen to the poem your teacher reads the recite the poem. So the poem title is Ballad of the Tempest. Okay, dear student, what is the meaning of ballad? Ballad means what? Tell me. Ballad means is one of the song. ಅಂದರೆ ಜಾನಪದ ಹಾಡು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. Ballad means. So, we read some more information about the ballad. The word is ballad. Of the tempest. Tempest means tempest, storm. The deep storm means ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ನೋಡಿ. Tempest, ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿಯ ಜಾನಪದ ಹಾಡು ಅಂತ. Okay, dear student? Okay, we read some information about the ballad. Okay, I read some information on the green board. You listen carefully and then observe the green board. Okay. A ballad is a form of words often a narrative set to music, ballads drive form from the medieval French chanson, ballady, or ballad. Which were originally dance song, dance songs, ballads were particularly characteristic of the popular poetry. And song of Britain and Ireland from the later about the ballad. Ballad means ಜಾನಪದ ಹಾಡು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. A ballad is a form of verse after a narrative set to music. Ballads derive from the medieval French. Next, chanson, ballade or ballad, which were originally dance song. Ballads were particularly characteristic of the popular poetry and song of Britain or Ireland from the later medieval period until the 19th century. Okay, dear student. So once again read this information. You listen carefully. Ballad means a ballad is a form of verse after a narrative set to music. Ballads derive from the medieval French chanson, ballade or ballad. Okay. Ballade or ballad. Okay. So this is an empty verse, chanson, ballad, which were originally dance song. Ballads were particularly characteristic of the popular poetry and song of Britain and Ireland from the later medieval period until the 19th century. Okay, dear student. A ballad is a form of a verse. See, the empty verse is ಒಂದು ಹಾಡು ಅಥವಾ ಪದ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. So, after the narrative set to a music, so the later this is set up music ಆಯ್ತು, ಅದೊಂದು ಸಂಗೀತ ಆಯ್ತು. So, ballad derived from the medieval French, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಧ್ಯ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್. ಚಾಸನ್, ballad or ballad, ಒಂದು ಹಾಡಿನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದ್ರು ballad or ballad ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Which were originally dance song. This is one of the originally one of the dance song. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಕುಣಿತ ಅಥವಾ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಾಂಗ್, ಕುಣಿತದ ಹಾಡು. Ballads were particularly characteristic of the popular poetry and a song of Britain and Ireland from the later medieval period until the 19th century. So ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇತ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐರ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಇತ್ತು. ಲೇಟರ್ medieval period until the 19th century. ಇದು 19th century ವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದು ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಮುಂದುವರಿತು. So this is one of the more information about the ballad. Okay, dear student, about the more information about the ballad is one audio is there. ಒಂದು ಆಡಿಯೋ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ dear student.
Ballads have a long history and are found in many cultures. The ballad actually began as a Ballads have a long history and are found in many cultures. The ballad actually began as a folk song and continues today in popular music. Many love songs today can be considered ballads. A typical ballad consists of stanzas that contain a quatrain or 4 poetic lines. The meter or rhythm of each line is usually iambic, which means it has one unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. In ballads, there are usually 8 or 6 syllables in a line. Like any poem, some ballads follow this form and some don't, but almost all ballads are narrative, which means they tell a story. Because the ballad was originally set to music, some ballads have a refrain, or a repeated chorus, just like a song does. Similarly, the rhyme scheme is often A-B-A-B because of the musical quality of this rhyme pattern. While ballads have always been popular, it was during the Romantic movement of poetry in the late 18th century that the ballad had a resurgence and became a popular form. Many famous Romantic poets, like William Wordsworth, wrote in the ballad form. One famous ballad is The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by English poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. It was written in 1797 and is the story of a sailor who has returned from a long voyage.
Okay, dear student, once again repeat this audio record.
A ballad is a type of poem that is sometimes set to music. Ballads have a long history and are found in many cultures. The ballad actually began as a folk song and continues today in popular music. Many love songs today can be considered ballads. A typical ballad consists of stanzas that contain a quatrain or 4 poetic lines. The meter or rhythm of each line is usually iambic, which means it has one unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. In ballads, there are usually 8 or 6 syllables in a line. Like any poem, some ballads follow this form and some don't, but almost all ballads are narrative, which means they tell a story. Because the ballad was originally set to music, some ballads have a refrain, or a repeated chorus, just like a song does. Similarly, the rhyme scheme is often A-B-A-B because of the musical quality of this rhyme pattern. While ballads have always been popular, it was during the Romantic movement of poetry in the late 18th century that the ballad had a resurgence and became a popular form. Many famous Romantic poets, like William Wordsworth, wrote in the ballad form. One famous ballad is The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by English poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. It was written in 1797 and is the story of a sailor who has returned from a long voyage.
Okay, dear student.
Register to access.
Are you understand?
When you register, you get immediate access.
Okay, are you understand this about ballad information? Okay, next. Dear student, so ballad means ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಜಾನಪದ ಹಾಡು ಸಂಗೀತ ಮತ್ತು ಇದೊಂದು ನೃತ್ಯ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ರೀಡ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಲೌಡ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ poem and the explanation the poem. Okay, so you observe your textbook carefully, listen carefully. The ballad of the Tempest, ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿಯ ಜಾನಪದ ಹಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. The ballad of the Tempest. Okay, next. So in this poem written by James T. Field. Fortune favors the brave is an oft quoted statement. Even Columbus had a lot of faith in the Almighty, but is it true of everybody? Now, listen to a poem where the sailors face a great peril. See whether someone will come to their rescue or not. Read the poem. We were crowded in the cabin. Not a soul would dare to sleep. It was midnight on the waters, and a storm was on the deep. 'Tis a painful thing in winter to be shattered by the blast, and to hear the rattling trumpet thunder cut away the mast. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest held his breath, while the hungry sea was roaring, and the breakers stopped with death. As thus we cheer, and we anchored safe in harbor when the morn was shining clear. Dear student, once again repeat this poem. Okay, listen carefully. We were crowded in the cabin, not a soul would dare to sleep. It was midnight on the waters, and a storm was on the deep. 'Tis a fearful thing in winter to be sheltered by the blast, and to hear the rattling tempest, thunder, cut away the mast. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest held his breath. When the hungry sea was roaring, and the breakers talked with death. As thus we sat in darkness, each one busy with his prayers, we are lost, the captain shouted, as he staggered down the stairs. But his little daughter whispered, as she took his icy hand, "Isn't God upon the ocean just the same as on the land?" Then we kissed the little maiden, and we spake in better cheer, and we anchored safe in harbor when the morn was shining clear. Okay, dear student, finish aloud reading. Okay. Next one audio is there, the melodious song, the Ballad of the Tempest. You listen carefully, my dear student. Okay, dear student, I play one beautiful audio is there about the poem Ballad of the Tempest. You listen carefully. Once again repeat this audio. Tempest. Okay. Okay, dear student, are you listen? Then in this audio, play. Are you enjoy, dear student? Okay, I hope all of you enjoy this music. This is one of the ballad of the Tempest. Okay. So next we read some glossary words on the textbook. Okay, some glossary words is there. Bottom of the textbook. Ballad. Ballad means a narrative composition in rhythmic verse suitable for singing. Next one, tempest. Tempest means a violent storm. Cabin, a private room and a ship or boat. Next, shutter means to break apart. Next, rattle means to make a rapid succession of short noises. Next, shudder means to shake. Stout, brave, determined. Stagger, to come unsteadily. Next, anchor, a metal device attached to a ship or a boat by a cable and cast overboard to hold it in a particular place. Next, harbor means space for a ship. explanation of the poem. So, first paragraph is given in your textbook. Fortune favor. The brave is an of-worded statement. Even Columbus had a lot of faith in the Almighty, but it is true of everybody. Now listen to a poem where the sailors face a great peril. See whether someone will come to their rescue or not. Read the poem. Fortune favor, the brave is an of-worded statement. ಅಂದರೆ ದೇವರು ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ರೇವ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ಚೂನ್ ಫೇವರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನಾ? ಈವನ್ ಕೊಲಂಬಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೇತ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ಮೈಟಿ. ಸೊ already you hear Columbus name in the first one lesson is there, the discovery. ಸೊ ಆ ಲೆಸನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಲಂಬಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಹಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ಕೊಲಂಬಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೇತ್. ಫೇತ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಲೀವ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗಾಡ್, ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಉಳ್ಳಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಆಲ್ಮೈಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಬಂದರೂ ಸಹ ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತ ಎದುರಿಸುವಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅವನಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಇವನಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇರ್ತಾರ, ಇವರಾಗೆ ಕೊಲಂಬಸ್ ಥರ. ನಾವು ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ಎ ಪೊಯಮ್ ವೆರ್ ದ ಸೈಲರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪೊಯಮ್ ಯು ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ದ ಪೊಯಮ್ ವೆರ್ ದ ಸೈಲರ್ಸ್. ಸೈಲರ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಾವಿಕರು, ಹಡಗು ಓಡಿಸುವವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೈಲರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಸೈಲರ್ಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಪೆರಿಲ್. ಪೆರಿಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬಹಳ ಅಪಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದ ಫೇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಪೆರಿಲ್, ಬಹಳ ಅಪಾಯವನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸುವಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಸಿ ವೆದರ್ ಸಮ್ವನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. ಸಿ ವೆದರ್ ಸಮ್ವನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. ರೀಡ್ ದ ಪೊಯಮ್. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಬಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತಾರ? ಸೊ ರೀಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪೊಯಮ್. ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. Fortune favor, the brave is an of-worded statement. ನಂಬಿಕೆ, ಈ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತಾ? ಬ್ರೇವ್. ಇವನ್ ಕೊಲಂಬಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೇತ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ಮೈಟಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ. ಸೊ ಕೊಲಂಬಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಫೇತ್. ಅವನಿಗೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು ದೇವರಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಲ್ಮೈಟಿ ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತ ಅವನು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಾ? ಲಿಸನ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪೊಯಮ್ ವೆರ್ ದ ಸೈಲರ್ಸ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಪೆರಿಲ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ಸೈಲರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವಿಕರು, they were faced to the great difficulties. See whether someone will come to their rescue or not. Read the poem. So the ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತಾರ? ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ?